You guys didn't fuck your friends as children? You didn't like dry hump on a trampoline and scissor?
No.
Do we need therapy?
Yeah. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top.
My baby don't mess around because she loves you so, and this I know for sure.
Gay awakenings. We're just going to start it off like that. What was your gay awakening? Do you remember?
I have multiple because I was a big old lesbian.
Catches himself.
Okay. Okay, what was the first one that you can remember?
Well, the first that I can remember was all of my brother's friends because he had a lot of girlfriends, and I was like, I want to hang out with you guys, not the men, just the girls.
Hope they hear this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the same at at my aunt's work. She worked it was this place called O Canada A. And it's like a dinner theater. And so there's all these actresses and they would sing and dance and all that stuff. And because I was my aunt, who was the manager's niece, all the singers and dancers would come up to me and like pull me and like dance with me. And I'd be like, I like it a lot. And then Barbies.
Okay.
I don't even want to know what you did with those.
I'm sure you could guess.
Sicko. Sicko.
Big old scissor.
Okay, yours.
Mine, I didn't even know if this was a gay awakening. It's just something that happened that looking back on, I'm like, that should have been my gay awakening. That should have made me realize, but I didn't. I used to do bad things with all my friends when I was like,
didn't we all
8, 9? No, straight people apparently didn't do these.
You guys
naughty
didn't fuck your
things.
friends as children?
That is so blunt. No.
What?
You didn't like dry hump on a trampoline or play house.
You didn't make
and
out with your
scissor.
friends?
So
I
specific?
don't
know.
think so. I know.
They're
I
straight.
remember.
You guys
okay,
are straight.
Is
You're
this
straight.
us? Are we the
No.
problem?
We
No,
must be
no.
the problem.
I remember.
Now I feel
I would hump anything
creepy
with a pulse,
about it.
though.
I remember at like birthday parties, everybody being like, "Oh my god, like we have to practice kissing."
That's
Okay.
what I would use.
Did you do it?
Yes,
Nice.
So what you're saying is yes, is the answer.
but I
You made out
didn't
with your
fuck
friends?
my friends when I was
Like you
7.
didn't reach. You didn't arrive.
No, I did not.
Oh.
I had this like one friend that we became very close in multiple ways. Okay. And she'd come over like every day and I would just be like, "Oh, do you want to practice kissing for when we have boyfriends?" And then we'd just make out, but then it would turn into us like dry humping and like coming on each other.
I thought everyone did that.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I was
That's
never like that.
crazy.
What?
I mean, I'm really happy for you.
I
Oh
truly
my
thought it was a
God.
gay thing because first when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, everyone does this with their friends." And then as I got older and the thought started happening, I was like, "Oh, maybe that was a
no.
sign I'm gay." But then now talking to you guys, I'm like, was I just a fucking weirdo?
No.
We're just perverts.
Yeah.
Perverts? Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that you two did and we didn't.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's
So
Data.
interesting.
Okay, your gay awakening, if you remember.
I think it was the same where like things happened where I was like, wow, I was a raging homosexual and didn't know it. But like obviously there were scenes like One Tree Hill, Brooke Davis, like every day of my life was into her. And then when I was like in middle school, I like had a crush, I guess, on one of my closest friends at the time, but didn't know that it was a crush. I thought I just really wanted to be her friend and was obsessed with being her friend. And then when I fell in love for the first time, I was like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
I was outrageously in love with you.
Everything was clicking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about you?
Okay, so I have a few. Number 1, Shania Twain, Up CD, red version, very
Of course.
specific.
Yep.
This is maybe dating myself. That was the first CD that I ever bought with my own like allowance money. But I would sit in my mom's van while she was in some store. I can't remember what it was. This was like a regular occurrence. And I would sit there looking through like the CD pamphlet, you know, where the lyrics were.
Oh my
And there
god,
was
it
this-
was like your porn.
It literally was. I'm not even kidding.
Playboy.
It probably was, but like there was this one specific picture, and I remember the whole scene just being read, and it was her, and I can't remember what she was doing. I've looked for the picture recently because I'm like, I need to know what the fuck I was looking at as a child.
I know I'm gonna get you for your birthday.
Thank you so much.
It's gonna be red version.
So that was number 1. Number 2, John Tucker Must Die. The scene where they're in the car and teaching the Britney Snow girl how to kiss. I think
the
I'm
same
pretty sure it
actress
was literally
as Brooke Davis.
Yeah.
It's Sophia Bush.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
I've never
weird?
seen
Not
that
you guys
scene.
having the
I've never seen that
same
movie.
fucking
Yeah.
awakening.
Okay, well,
meant
we're
to be
gonna watch
together?
that after this.
Okay.
Anyways, so they're in a Jeep and she's teaching her how to kiss because she's going on this date. I remember repeatedly watching that over and over again. Being like
rewind.
Yeah.
same thing. Like I had a best friend, air quotes, that I look back and I'm like, yeah, I was definitely just in love with her.
Yeah.
Like there's a picture of us when we were like 4 and I was like, it was my birthday, but I'm looking at her and she's looking at the cake. And I'm like,
And you couldn't decide what one to eat.
I was like, both delicious. I will literally
So
grab
good.
it because I still have that photo. We will put it somewhere in the video.
Oh my God,
I'll
amazing.
blur out
Yeah.
their face,
I think
but
you showed me it before.
yeah,
I've
it's
definitely
fucking
seen this
hilarious.
photo.
Amazing.
You're like,
can't wait.
And
Yeah.
she's like,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I love that.
Follow-up question. Do you think, like talking about our gay awakenings, do you think our parents knew that we were gay before we did?
So I think my parents did not, but everybody else in my life did.
Same. That's the same for me. I think a lot of other people knew that I was. My parents were like, dresses? And I was like,
no,
wait, what?
Certainly not.
Yeah.
My parents, as if I have two. That was fucking
Your mom and
crazy.
grandma.
Yeah.
So blunt.
Yeah. So no, my mom did not know I was gay. It came as like a crazy shock to her. But when I came out to my friends, they were like, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, we knew.
Yeah, we've been known. I was like, okay. And you
Okay,
couldn't have
sick.
told me or
Right?
Okay.
I'm always like, why didn't you just fucking tell me? That would have probably
Yeah.
helped me so much.
Yeah, truly.
Everybody in my life was not surprised.
Yeah.
I never got one shocked reaction at all.
And you also came out younger than all of us.
How old were you then?
I think I had just turned 16. Maybe I was 15.
Yeah. So like you
16.
knew
Yeah.
pretty early on.
Yeah. And I think, well, I had a boyfriend for 2 years and didn't have sex with him. So I think that was my mom's.
That's, yeah.
That was my
Yeah,
mom's
we're like,
final being
ah.
like,
Can
Yeah.
I just applaud
Fine.
you for having such a great personality?
Of course
that,
you
a man stayed with you for that long and
Yeah.
expected like he,
And he
was
wasn't
in
a
love
virgin.
with
That's-
you. Yeah,
he's already had it.
Oh my God.
And he
That's
stayed
crazy.
with me. Yeah.
Okay, question. Follow-up question. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Do you think he cheated on you?
No, he was obsessed with me.
Okay.
I know for a
Interesting.
fact he was the sweetest. I love that man. Okay. Like he was I did love him, but as like a best friend or like we would get jealous and we'd make out and I would give him handies and whatever. But
And what
That's
else
it.
did you do?
oh, and I would vulgarly fuck the fuck out of his rock hard cock.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
but clothes on, never naked.
Oh my God. Ew. Never. Even when we would shower together, I would avoid his penis at all. I'd be like, don't let it touch me. Don't let it touch me. But yeah, no, he stayed with me for 2 years and I still broke up with him. Like he continued to stay with me. And I was like,
That's crazy.
yeah. Do you want to know the reason
for
why I
you.
broke up with him really, really quick?
Yes.
Oh.
Of course.
There was a couple, but the second time was because I was going to meet Laura Prepon, Alex from Orange is the New Black. And in my head, I'm like, I can't have a boyfriend while I go and meet her. Like, what if I have a chance? And I literally had to end it because I knew how fucking gay I was. And I was like, this is it for me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
What a
so
beautiful
funny.
reason to break up, though.
I know.
What was his reaction?
He sobbed and sobbed and sobbed and
The
sobbed.
poor man.
Yeah.
Are you still friends with him?
No, but he actually followed me and messaged me recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice. He's like, wow.
Yeah.
Really did.
He was
whole-
really fucking sweet. Love that guy.
Oh, that's
up.
nice. Shout out to your ex. We love you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really thankful for the way my parents handled it because they're both so open and our entire lives, like we had like gay couples around us and it was pretty normal, I think, for us. And when I first came out, it like my first girlfriend, we would like wait till my parents went to bed and then we would like go for walks and I didn't know I was gay yet. So we would go for walks like late at night every single night for like hours in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
And then we'd come back and like hang out in the basement, do nothing but like set up like a bed and like watch TV and then fall asleep. And my mom gets up at like 5 a.m. So at like 4:30 she'd like run out of the house. But again, we had done nothing.
But do you think, like, subconsciously you knew? Because like, why were you so worried about her getting
Yeah.
out at
Yeah.
4:30?
It must have been subconscious, but it definitely wasn't conscious.
Like,
and
this
you
feels
think,
wrong.
And
You
I
just felt
wasn't
guilty.
Yeah,
and
but
you
it-
didn't know what you were feeling guilty for.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but
you're
like, which
this
is
is
so
a whole
shocking
girl.
Yeah.
because I was so open and like I was so like when I realized I was gay, I was like, oh, I'm gay. Like
How
it
old
wasn't
were
a big
you?
deal. I was 18.
You were 18.
Yeah, I was a little older. So like for me, it wasn't like I was hiding it. I just genuinely didn't clue in to my own reality. And then when I did, my mom was like, yeah, sick. Like, I think that she didn't know when I was a kid. I think when I started seeing this girl and like she started noticing the bed in the basement, she was like literally like,
Yeah.
she was literally like looking at me every morning being like, do you want to just share with the class? Because like, it's really about you at this point. And so when I did finally, it was so good and it was really thankful. And same with my dad, or it was really, easy. And same with my dad. And I think that not a lot of people have that story. So I'm very
Yeah.
lucky. Shout out Kath and Ian. Love y'all.
Love y'all so much.
Love you guys too.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that. Look at the love.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I love them very much.
Speaking of your parents and your family, you recently released a song called Bulletproof that happens to be about your family and your
family.
growing up life. So do you want to talk a bit about that?
I think I just what a good interviewer you are. You
Thank
should
you
start
so
like your
much.
own.
You should start a podcast.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Just an idea.
I was in LA, like a cliche, writing music at the end of 2023, and I just had these two writers came in, and I really wanted to like push myself to write about not love or heartbreak or whatever, and I've been wanting to write a song about my family because I'm really proud of my family. And, we went from people who didn't really understand each other and didn't give each other space or patience or be gentle with each other to being one of the strongest families I know, not without our problems and issues, but like we were there, we show up for each other to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to write this like love letter for them because I think that family is such like a tough topic for all of us.
Yeah.
And we all have this childhood trauma. It doesn't matter what family you come from, you're likely gonna have something that you have to unpack in your adult life.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to write this song that like gave them space to know that like I see them and I know that they did the best they could, and also tell them that like, yeah, there's some things that you did that I'm working through, but I forgive you. And I wanted to kind of unpack it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You did a beautiful job.
Yeah, you
about
really
doing
did.
that. Yeah.
So what was your parents' initial reaction to the song? Like, did they know you were going to write a song about them? Because it's also like, it's vulnerable for them, not only you, but like it not like exposes your like childhood, you know, like it
Totally.
shows people like,
I mean, the
dark
first line
stuff.
of the song is "Mom, who let you down?"
Yeah.
and "Dad, I needed you around," and like these things, you know, like
Yeah.
it's not light. I think one of the things I love about my family is they always say to me that this is my outlet. They know that this is my outlet. I was a different kid. They didn't understand me as a child, and when I started doing music, I think they were like, I understand who
Yeah.
you are, and so I think that really helped their reaction. And like they were like, well, it doesn't matter how heavy it is, like if this is important to you, it's important to us. And then they heard it, and I think it was quite healing for my family. And people are relating to it in different ways. Like this is my story, but some people are like, I love harder because I didn't have my family around, or I didn't have my mom or dad around, or whatever, right? And I love that people can take it and relate to it in different ways than I did.
exactly. It's
Can I
like,
ask you guys a personal question? Were your parents strict growing up?
Yes. They were. It's weird because like they were, but they weren't at the same time. Like I think that they were strict enough that I became very scared to ever cross a line. So that in my head they were more strict, if that makes sense. I was like too scared to ever be like a rebellious child because of this, like just
The fear of the consequences kind of
yeah,
thing?
because like they had set like very specific certain boundaries that I was like, okay, like I'm not even gonna test it with anything else. So I became like a very sheltered child
right.
because I was just like too scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Were your guys?
Well, I think I have a similar story in the opposite way. My mom was very, very strict to the point where it wasn't like I was scared to do something wrong. I just decided to never tell her anything. So I would just lie about everything because I'm like, she's so strict. Like she can't handle what I'm actually doing or things that I would want to do. So I just felt like I had to lie all the time because it just wasn't like an open space. But it didn't make me want to rebel less. It just made me want to lie, to be honest. So,
Yeah, I think like later high school, I definitely started lying about what I was doing.
yeah.
I think that's normal for
Yeah,
kids that
for
age,
sure.
too. You, Daddy?
No, my mom was not strict growing up.
I
Like,
can never picture your mom.
imagine
strict.
that
She's
she would
so
live.
fun.
Yeah.
I love your mom.
And she's always been like that?
Oh, yeah, like especially when I was younger, she made it very clear that like it wasn't I'm better than you or like I'm the authority and you're the listener. Like she never made like we were very equal. She was really big on equal respect and giving me space and room. And she was like, as long as you're honest, you can do whatever you want. If you want to drink, be honest. If you want to do drugs, be honest. If you
love
want to
her.
go and do whatever you want, as long as I know where you are and that you're safe, that's all
My
that
mom
matters.
was the same way. Like, she didn't want me doing anything without her knowing because then she wouldn't be able to help.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and like, and if she at least if she knew the truth, she knows like kids are kids, right? Like we're gonna experiment with things, we're gonna do things, we're gonna make mistakes as they all did. But if she doesn't know about it, then like how can she help us get out of it?
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And I think I owe it to my mom for being as honest as I am because that I never lied to her. And she really taught me to always speak my mind and always be blunt. And I think it backfired on her a little bit because I'm a mouthy piece of shit. But yeah, but she encouraged that. And
Yeah.
so
Okay.
your fault, mom.
Yeah, she can't even be mad at you.
No,
'Cause
literally. She
you're literally
encouraged
the
me
product
to
of her.
always say my piece. And I do.
Trust me, I know.
Did you ever lie to your family?
I mean, like, I loved taking toonies out of my dad's like jacket pocket.
Oh, you're a thief.
I'm a thief. Yeah.
Okay.
Thief.
God.
Piece
Wow.
of shit.
I know. Yeah, I loved that. My mom like had this like change jar. When I tell you, there was probably $1,000 of toonies and loonies. I'm
Until
not
you
lying,
got
not being
there.
exactly. Went down to like a penny, but like,
like, huh.
yeah, she would like hide it,
Where
and
the
Lauren
fuck
and I
that
knew
go?
exactly where it was.
I'm dead.
Yeah, so like I did things like that. I lied a lot as a kid. Like I lied a lot. I think I was imaginative.
I think
Okay.
that I did the same thing though.
I think a lot of kids do.
We
Yeah.
also
When you're
have
young, like a
stories.
young-
Yeah, young, yeah.
We
Oh my
also
God.
have these crazy stories of us telling the most bizarre lies, and
Yeah.
like we would tell lies to like people at school, their
our
parents,
friends.
teachers, as if they wouldn't know
100%.
that we're lying. Like we're so fucking dumb.
Like just like stretching the truth. Even
Oh my
like
god! I used to tell people I was like a fucking orphan named Lucy. Like,
Oh my God, not Lucy, not Lucy the orphan.
have you ever seen the movie I Am Sam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sean
so
Penn or whatever.
so Lucy is the child in that, and she's not. I think she's Sam is her dad, but then she gets put into foster care because like her dad is like incapable of taking care of her or something. And so I ran with the plot of that movie, and I would tell people that I was in foster care. I'm like, oh yeah, my
real name
name's
is Lucy.
Yeah, no, I think I said that they call me Lucy. They don't call me like all this shit, and the parents are just like staring at me. They know who my mom is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, your mom's
they
probably
know
like,
it's
"This
not
is
the truth,
bullshit."
and they just let me run with it and speak. And I really thought I was slick, but
that is crazy.
looking back now, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's
I
fucking
think that's
embarrassing.
that.
Yeah, I
We're
think it's normal.
imaginative and like we want to live different lives and blah blah. I don't know why you chose that one, but that's,
Fully living a double life that nobody knows about.
yeah.
Call me Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
I thought that's what you were doing, so we just had to commit.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. We just high five, but I wasn't meaning to do that. But I love you. Oh, buddies. Well, we just unpacked all of our childhood trauma, and that's really nice for us.
Show of hands. Also, tell us for the people that are listening.
Yeah.
Are any of us a gold star lesbian?
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Mercedes
Hands.
is the only one.
I'm the only one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Wait, so does giving hand jobs still can make you qualified under Gold Star?
Yes, it's sex. I've never sucked a dick and I've never had sex with a guy. And gold stars.
Well,
Gold
wouldn't it
star
make
is
you
sex.
like a silver or platinum?
Don't ever say that to me.
Silver or platinum, sorry.
ever
No, but
again.
I'm being serious. If you've had sexual,
You've had intimate relations with a man.
men,
Yeah.
so would that make you a Gold Star? I don't know for the listeners. Can you
I'm
confirm?
giving you a tarnished gold star.
Just a little wear and tear. That's fine.
Gold,
Like
gold
needs to be
plated.
polished.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
You're
take
the
that.
gold
plated.
Silver, but
Gold
gold
plated.
plated.
That's crazy.
That's so funny.
Gold
I
plated.
won't
Sorry about
accept
your
that.
whole life being a lie.
I won't accept
Yeah.
that. But moving on.
Here we are.
Okay.
Okay.
And what are you guys, huh?
I'm certainly not a gold star lesbian. I definitely had sexual relationships with men.
Relationships.
Relationships. That sums it up for you.
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's pretty accurate. I don't know. Like, do you guys have any juicy losing your virginity stories?
I have the opposite of juicy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was 17 and went over to my girlfriend's house.
Okay.
And it was like a situation where we had hung out and she was like, I'm not going to be getting into a relationship. I just broke up with my girlfriend of 4 years. She was also 5 or 6 years older than me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was a bit criminal.
Interesting.
I was gonna say, it's a
Yeah.
little bit jail time.
Yeah, so she was older than me. She's like, I'm not getting into a relationship. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then she asked me out 2 days later. And then I said yes. And then
Classic.
she told me she loved me 3 days later.
In
No
So
red
very-
flags there,
yeah.
or
Yeah. So then,
Not the love bombing.
Oh no.
yeah, we were about to have sex. All the lights were on. All of our clothes were on. And it was just like a awkward hand down the pants, silent moment. I feel like with girls who had been with men and then have sex with women are like, oh my God, this is what I was supposed to do.
Right.
And for me, who had only been with a woman, I was like, wow, that was so anticlimactic. And I don't enjoy that
Am I
whatsoever.
straight?
Yeah. I'm like, should I
Should I
try
be
having sex with a
straight?
man?
Yeah.
Should I call my ex-boyfriend?
Should I call him? Yeah. So it was absolutely terrible.
Okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Anybody else?
Well, because I'm not a lesbian, I'm pansexual. So my first sexual experience was with a man.
Okay.
So do you want to know the man or just the gay stuff? Do we not care about the straight stuff?
Both.
No.
Both.
Okay, so
Air it all out.
I was saving myself. Well, I didn't think I was saving myself for marriage, but I was a big fan of the Jonas Brothers, and like the whole purity ring situation may or may not have rubbed off on me.
Okay.
But I was just more so saving myself for like
The right
person. And so apparently my right person was when I was 19 at this random club in Toronto. I had met
So romantic.
God.
I know.
The romance is oozing out of
I
you.
know. And I
Oh
met this man, and he was like good looking, funny. And then we just started dancing and making out.
Thing.
Fuck
You
it.
just-
I'm 19. Let's do it. So he comes back to my house, and we end up having sex on my friend's couch. Like I guess it was like a single person couch, or what do you call those? Like an individual chair?
A love seat.
A love
Yes,
seat?
on a love seat. Yes.
That's crazy.
Tell them
I
how
know.
big his dick was.
Oh.
Okay. So first of all, we're like about to have sex, and I told him, I'm like, this is my first time, and he's like, oh, that's okay, like we don't have to do it. Like he was so respectful, and I was like, I like that reaction, we can fuck. Like, you know what I
She's
mean?
so
Like,
easy.
I'm like,
She's so
okay,
easily
sure.
pleased.
Oh my
So
god.
that it doesn't really take much with me. So
Hey, babe, we don't have to fuck.
okay,
Okay,
sure,
let's do
it. So yeah, he pulls out a condom, and it's like a gold condom, and I was like,
no.
okay. Like, and in my head, I'm like, I think that means it's big, but I'm not really sure because I've never like been around. Oh, I never even like touched a dick prior to this. So I was like, okay,
You
what
went
the
0
fuck?
to 100 real quick.
0 to 100. He pulls out this gold condom, and I was like, okay, funny. And then he whips it out, and the way my stomach fell to my asshole,
No, not that
if
big.
you can picture like this microphone, it's a Shure
SM7.
Sure, SM7.
SM7. Google that if you're listening.
Look
on
up the
audio.
dimensions.
It was so fucking big, and I instantly was like, no. Like I was so scared. And he's like,
Abort.
Yeah,
Yeah, literally.
scared. So then anyways, we start doing it. The most painful thing ever. And not only was it painful, but obviously it was my first time having sex. So my cherry popped, and I bled all over my friend's chair.
I thought you were gonna say all of your friends, and I was like, wait, there's more to
No,
the story.
on her
all
chair.
your friends should love seats.
Yep, on her love
No.
seat. And then yeah, it was great. And then but the next day I was in so much regret because I'm like, oh fuck, like I should have, saved it for the right person. And then he texted me, asked me on a date, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm over it. Like
Maybe this
second
is the right person.
Yeah, he texted me, but I didn't even care that he wanted to go on a date. I think I just cared that he still wanted to talk to me after we fucked.
Right.
That was
Like,
my
you didn't
concern.
feel icky.
I didn't
Yeah,
feel icky
right.
because he still tried to hang out with me after we
Right.
fucked. I never hung out with him again, but like
Fair.
that was
It was the validation
that
you
was it.
needed.
Wow.
that was my
That's pretty wild. If
that was
I'm
my
being
man
honest.
experience.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mine was really anticlimactic.
You'll get there.
I don't know.
Anticlimax.
You know what I'm trying to say.
It probably was that too.
No, 100%. It definitely was. I was 16, and I had been dating my boyfriend at the time, probably for a couple months. And quite literally, we were just at his house, and we had sex, and I did not have a good time. it was like, I'm talking missionary. I'm talking missionary. That was it. And
So you only did missionary?
Everything but
Just
missionary.
clarifying, yeah.
yeah, it was very boring. And same situation, definitely blood everywhere, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it.
But that's okay. Makes listeners feel safe.
Yeah.
But Carly, you slept with a girl too, because that's your boy story.
Yeah.
I want to know your girl story.
So my girl story is I was under the influence of a lot of different things.
Okay.
And we had went out, my friends and I had like went out to a club, and then we ended up getting home, and my one friend was hooking up with this guy from like Tinder or Hinge or something. And so she had invited him over for a booty call, and we're all like so fucked up. And then literally 5 minutes before this guy walks in the door, my friend comes out and she's like, guys, how funny would it be if, because I was there with my other girlfriend, so there was three girls, so one was having the hookup and then the two of us sitting there, and she's like, how funny would it be if you two also come in the room while we start fucking to like
Emphasis
What a
on
hilarious
cum.
but
joke.
when you're so fucked up, you're like, that would just be so funny. Like everything seemed like a great idea at the time,
my-
right? So she's like, literally, as we like are about to start fucking, just walk in the room and like initiate like a foursome or something. And we're like, okay, sure, no problem, right? Like we were so fucking down. And then before he had walked in, we were like, okay, what's everyone's boundaries? Who's okay with eating pussy? Who's not? And so my one friend that was fucking the guy was like, well, I don't want to, like, someone can touch me, but I don't want to eat anyone's pussy. And I was like, well, I'll eat someone's pussy.
I'll take one for the team.
Gay.
If I have
Like,
to.
I guess, twist my arm, I'll do it.
Okay, personal question really quick.
Yes.
Did you know you were gay at that point?
Oh, I was like, had a lot of feelings for like
Okay,
women
so
at
you-
that
okay,
point.
okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't like, I think I'd only kissed girls. Like I hadn't
Right.
really done anything
Okay.
else, but I knew that I needed to experience
But
it.
like, so this was like your opportunity. You were
That
like,
was my
"I'm gonna
opportunity.
do it."
I didn't give a fuck if it was like one of my best friends or not. I was like, I am fucking a bitch. I didn't care who it was.
Wow,
you know?
romantic again.
Yeah.
Both of your
Wow.
stories are very romantic.
So then the guy comes, they go in the room, and then yeah, my one girlfriend and I, we just like walk in the room and we're like, can we join? And the guy was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Probably
And
best day of his life.
Yeah.
you know what? It actually wasn't, because he was so intimidated he couldn't get it up.
Oh.
Yeah, which I kind of felt bad, because I'm like, wow, we put a lot of pressure on him. That's like 3 against 1, and he didn't even know what was happening. So then,
Yeah, poor man.
while he was having,
Aw.
he was having some like technical
up.
difficulties.
Grow up.
Please. Okay.
So
Some
he
performance
yeah,
anxiety.
he was having a bit of performance anxiety, and my one friend and I just like started going to town, and then we like did some shit. I like ate her out, and then while we were like hooking up, I was like, wow, this feels like this is the moment. Like the moment that Mercedes was trying to explain that she never got, I got that moment. You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
I was
I
going
was
to
like,
say rub it in.
Yeah, sorry. That was so shitty. I'm so but
Nervous
yeah, yeah, it really felt like, okay, this is very fulfilling, way more fulfilling than
Wow.
my other experiences. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was my first time.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you so
What
much.
was your first time?
Yeah, Jim.
I just wish I knew I was gay earlier.
But you didn't.
You would have fucked
So-
more
We
bitches.
know, Mercedes. Yeah, I think I was 16, and I guess we were like technically boyfriend, girlfriend. He went to another school. He was
Boyfriend, girlfriend is
it was
crazy.
crazy, right? But it was
Were
so
you the boyfriend?
stupid. Yeah.
Was
I
the
was the
boyfriend in the
boyfriend.
room with us?
Yeah, it's blink twice if you were the boyfriend. So I was like 16, and it was so like, it was one of those like relationships that was just so useless. So useless. And yeah, it was like, I felt like it was something that I wasn't pressured into at all. I would never make him feel that way, but I didn't feel like I wanted to do it. I'm such a touch me not. I guess it leads back to that. That's what I'm trying to say, is I'm such a touch me not lesbian that I've always been that way with men, with women, and I don't want to be touched. And so obviously for heterosexual relationships, it's like a little different.
It doesn't
I find.
exist. Yeah.
That what?
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, like you kind of have to kind of take it all the way.
Yeah,
And I did, and I think for me it was like, I don't want to do this forever. And because I didn't know I was gay, I didn't know what that meant yet. I was just like, oh, like, am I maybe asexual? Am I that?
right.
And so yeah,
How old were you?
16.
Okay.
So I was like decently young, and again, like not pressured, and like it was my choice. It was very consensual. It just I just like was like, oh, I don't want to do this ever again.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So then when was your first experience with a woman?
That was my first girlfriend when I was 18. And I was like, oh, this is what I'm missing. But I was still,
it happens.
but I
every
was still a
time.
touch me not, right? And like I've struggled with that through my relationships with multiple partners or multiple people I've been with, is like people don't really know how to navigate that, me being a touch me not, because they're like, well, how do I contribute? And I'm like, trust me, you're contributing, but like that's not enough.
It's not enough, yeah.
Right? And I think it was the first, I think, being with women, I was able to like explore why I didn't like being touched, and I didn't feel like I had the space to do that with men. And I want to emphasize, it's not because all men are shitty, and it's not because all men don't know how to please women. It's literally just my experiences. I just felt a little bit safer because it was the same, like they understood in a different way.
100%.
Totally fair.
Love that.
Let's actually unpack that in another episode, because you and I relate so much to that, and we need to talk about it.
Okay, being touch me nuts.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. We're running out of time, so our segment.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Love that.
What's the question?
I'm pretty sure it was lesbian sex tips.
Yeah, it's
I'll take it away, I guess. I'll take this one because I'm such a professional.
You're the most seasoned.
Yeah, no. I would say that being with a woman is one of the most incredible experiences. I think that if you realize you are into same-sex relationships, it can be just like a very overwhelming feeling. And I think that being patient with what you like and what you don't like, it's so not linear. Being a lesbian, I find, is so not linear, especially in bed.
Absolutely.
And so go with that and be patient with yourself and with your partner and experiment with things and keep open communication. I feel like women are typically pretty good at doing that anyway.
Yeah.
Can I just like throw this out there
Would love
for
it.
anybody who is not a seasoned veteran of the lesbian sex? If you've only been with men, I know that communication is probably actually not that easy.
Right.
100%.
Right.
That's such
So,
a good point.
you know, so I feel like if you are going into a situation with a woman or somebody who's non-binary, I think even a conversation beforehand is probably a really great tip of just being like, am I okay to tell you what I need? Or in the moment, can I shift something if I don't like it?
Yeah, and I think that's great.
Communication.
And I think that's the part about being like gentle with yourself and patient and just like figuring out what you like and what you don't like and being open with your partner and giving your partner a chance to also do that as well. Because if you're not saying anything and you're not communicating, then like what chance in hell do they have, right?
Yeah,
So if they're not doing
100%.
something you like, you got to be able to vocalize. And I would say that is probably the best advice I could give. But honestly, I don't really know because I'm not your therapist. I'm loving this freaking tagline.
So good. Cheers.
All right, cheers, Paris.
Love y'all. See you next week.
Later, Gators.
Bye.